Thank you for joining me today. You're watching Much Ado About Something, and I'm doing a follow-up in the garden because this spring I have tried to share with you if anything changes or anything blooms in the garden. I wanted to bring you along and include you. And there's so many things busting out after this little bit of rain that we've had that I wanted to share a lot with you this morning. I'm glad that you're here. Well, one of the things that I wanted to share is this rain gauge. Now we got one inch, not quite an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch the other day, last night. This was last night's rain. So everything is just as green and moist as it can be. It's got plenty of rain. You can see that these rose bushes, this knockout rose has just busted open. It is blooms all over it. That's the knockout rose, and it's beautiful bright red color that we've chose for right here. We've had this for years. Donald had to move this thing. It was close to the house and it kept getting so big we had to put it out here further away from the house. Well, over here is a heirloom rose that we've had for quite a years. It came from family. This beautiful rose has decided that it's going to bloom. So when all the rain came, look at all the buds that's on this rose bush. So it's pink and it's sitting right beside of the knockout rose. Now the knockout rose is not a climber. This pink rose is a climber, and Donald and I are going to have to get a trellis for it. The trellis that was here, it just dilapidated and we had to remove it, but we will get another one for it. And it is beautiful. It's a beautiful rose. Now the white iris did bloom. I wanted to do a video about it, but I didn't get a chance to. There's another bloom here. I did find the white iris. I thought I had gave that thing away, but no, it's still here. Now these red climbers, I shared with you a little bit of them starting to open. They are starting to open. And it is covered. Of course, we've got 4 of these, or 3 of them. I've shared them with you before. The climbers that we've had here for almost 40 years. This one's on the side of the house. Very beautiful. Opening up. And these will bloom well past June. It's now the end of April. They may bloom all the way up to frost, but they are good prolific bloomers. Beautiful. This one on the side of the house, and then this one over on the end, and then there's one more. So we've got 3 of them. We used to have 4. I think that 4th one is coming back just a little bit. Looks good with the blue and the white of the house. Now this clematis has decided that it wants to bust out in bloom. Since the rain came. Here is the clematis on this side of the house. Now it hasn't bloomed yet. Oh, it has bloomed. There's a bloom hiding in the center. This is a Nellie Moser clematis, and that thing has bloomed well ever since we've put it here. It gets quite large. It intended to go up this lattice here. We need to either paint that or replace it, but it goes its own way. It's jumped over here into this side of the tree that Donald had to cut back. And it's just growing in its own way. So we're going to have to cut that back and train it a little bit. But I wanted to wait until after it bloomed. The perennial garden, oh my goodness, the rain done it so much good. It has just busted out. Everything has grown at least about 1 inch to 3 inches. That oregano is really taking off again. The rosemary looks good and alive. I got 2 little bunches of that over here. So everything is looking really good. Now you can tell a difference of the brightness on the knockout rose and the old dark, kind of dark red on the climbers. This is coming around the other way. Few petals blown off here. We've had a lot of winds. Here's that pink climber. I'm gonna step back and just give you a shot. Now there's still a lot to be done. Me and Donald have to get out here and clean up. We're trying to etch the time into our schedule to get out here and get things cleaned. But this is the beauty of these flowers. Look at these flowers. This thing is busting out here in April, the end of April. The beautiful reds. And as we come on up this way, oh, look at this. Look at the beauty that just catches you right here. Look at these beautiful roses. I always get pictures of these roses. This is the peace rose. It's also a climbing rose. In fact, this rose has at one time been as tall as the house. I one time had this rose all the way up to the gutter. But of course I couldn't trim back the deadheads. I couldn't manage it. It was just so tall. So now it's here. I cut it down quite a bit. And I am enjoying these beautiful flowers. This beautiful peace rose. Might have to get out here and thin. I do have wild raspberry growing all in the flower bed, so I'm gonna have to get out here and trim some of that back because I do not want this to be a raspberry bramble. It still is a front yard garden, but the raspberries had so many blooms on them, I thought I'd get the berries off before I cut them back. Go ahead and reap from them. I've got one little granddaughter in particular that loves those raspberries. And the clematis that's over here that started blooming early has quite a bit of beautiful blooms. So that's always a pleasure. I'm going to go ahead and snip this one off. Go ahead and deadhead it because it's and look, over here's a peace rose down here hiding in all the other stuff. Not even sure how it got down there. I'm gonna have to follow that and see where it came from. How it got down here in the clematis bush. There's the other red rose bush. It's just a little bit. We dug them all up at one time. We were gonna get rid of them, and this one came back. It's just really small. It doesn't get as much light here on this end of the house. It's the north side of the house, so it's not quite near as big as the other three, but it's still here. There's still a piece of it here. That's the money plant my friend gave me, and the figs. Lordy mercy, look at the figs. We'll be getting a few figs this year. I so love to come out here and just eat those. The elderberries is looking good. They are big, big, big. Hopefully we'll get plenty of elderberries from them this year so we can make our elderberry syrup. That's the plan anyway. I've been looking back on my past videos of my garden, and Lord, it has brought back joy. I've seen these beautiful snowball flowers here on this bush and looked back and thought, wow, beautiful. More beautiful than I realized. Taking in the beauty of them this morning. I wanted to show you the new things in particular that have bloomed. Cleaver?
Yeah. Cleaver vine. I was looking trying to see what else is coming up in here.
Passiflora incarnata. Look at the knockout. Do you think it's doing well there?
Yeah. I think it's doing that.
Hey, don't pull up all that cleaver.
Wow.
It's good salve.
Good what?
It's good to go in salve. Cleaver's good for poison oak and skin irritations.
Oh, okay. You gonna try that?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'd go ahead and boil it in oil and make a salve out of it. Look at that crepe myrtle. You think we need to leave that crepe myrtle?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
It came off of this one, but it won't be all over the driveway.
Yeah, we'll leave that one. I'll just keep it trimmed back.
Okay.
Devil's needles coming back.
Yeah. Yucca cane.
Yucca cane.
Yeah, I see the blooms on them. They get big and white, very tall, maybe 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. Yucca cane, devil's needles, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. The Native American plant, they used it for a lot of things, and native to North America. The yucca cane. We've always had that in our flower garden ever since we had a flower garden. Donald just found a huge vine of poison oak. Maybe poison ivy.
This is poison oak.
Yeah, poison oak. We don't allow that to grow. That's something we get rid of. He's severely allergic to it. I am not allergic to it.
Severely, I'm just allergic.
Well, hey, if you have to go to the doctor, get antibiotics. That's severe to me. But anyway, I'm glad he got rid of that. That's not something we want to encourage.
Find it down here and pull it up.
Yeah, we got a load of free mulch from the city one time, and ever since we've did that, we've had poison oak in this one area. See, there it is.
Three, let it be.
That's right.
Leave. Just touch me.
All right, go over there and wash it. Wash off that oil. Still a lot here that needs to be cleaned up. We've got to get out here and just trim up and pick up a lot, and that's a good day for it today. It's been windy, so it's blew some things around. This is the cleaver that I didn't want Donald to pull up too much of. I use it as an herb. Sticky. Makes a good salve. Now that is an old remedy from the past. But I harvest that. It grows prolifically, but if you get rid of it all, you'll have, it takes a little while for you to get enough of a stand to use in ointments and things. Now this is the chrysanthemums that we bought for fall. We left them and a few of them have come back, so we're going to go ahead and try to get some flowers back out of these. All the rain, it gave the tea trees a good drink. You can see some of the flowers are coming back down here.
Are they doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for the first year to be planted. Yeah. Probably. I saw new growth on them. There's new growth on them right now.
Okay, check one.
Yeah, right here. The only thing is they like a little bit of shade. And I planted them here near this camellia because it's doing so great. And that Lacey elderberry's not shading them like it did. It used to be huge and now it's smaller. So I might have to plant something for shade there in the front, but that shouldn't be a problem. We ought to be able to easily find something to shade. The echinacea's doing really well out here. Especially just wanted to show you those roses. Look at that sage over there blooming. Donald has been pulling up the sow thistle this morning. I am not going to use it in any of my recipes, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull this up. This has spikes on it, so it's a little hard to pull up. We don't want it to bloom, and then our whole garden will be invaded by this weed, sow thistle. It is invasive. I'll have to take my trowel or something and dig up the root of it. But you can see the milk coming out of it. That's why it's called sow thistle. They used to feed this to the pigs and think that this milk coming out of it would be good for them and help them to lactate and make more milk. Now, you can eat these little leaves right here. They do have spikes on them and stuff, but when you cook them, they're a little different. When they get bigger, they get tough and kind of hard to eat. I don't eat them. I don't particularly care for these. You can boil these and make a pain reliever out of it. When you boil that sap, it'll turn white. I'm sorry, it will turn black. It's white now, but it will turn black. And it will make a pain reliever. I have done that. It is a lot of work to get the pain reliever. I sure am glad that you joined me today to let me share with y'all the updates in the garden this morning. Thank you for letting me just show y'all the new stuff after the fresh rain. Show you how much everything's popped out. Spring is springing, that's for sure. The gardens look great, the birds are singing, everything looks good. There's still a lot more work for me to do today. Thank you for joining me, and like always, until next time.